let's start AS 18 ka revision. AS 18 is close to both of us because it is related party. You and I are related, no? Related, not blood relatives, but our rishta is much higher, much more deeper. Yes. So, yeah. So, AS 18 talks about what, sir? Related party disclosure. Again, it is not an accounting, it's not an recognition standard. It is only a disclosure. This standard ka impact will only be felt in notes to accounts. You just have to disclose something. Just like AS 17, you have to give some information in notes to accounts as per AS 18. Nothing to be done numerically. Just disclosure. Now, why this standard? Why was this introduced? Sir, let us say ArivuPro, we charge 30,000 as CA coaching fees, both the groups. 30,000 is our coaching fees for both the, don't laugh, da. We charge very less only, da. They're laughing. Okay. So, coaching fees how much? CA Inter, 30,000 both the groups. Okay. No. One of my cousin approached me. Oh, he is giving 41,000. Okay. 40. 60,000. Go on increasing. Make 4 lakh. Okay. I seriously don't know how much they're charging. As I told, I don't go into the operations part of it. But anyways, I've just already written 30. So let's freeze it at 30. So we are charging how much for both the groups? 30. Both the groups. Example, Damacha, don't take it to heart. You have 25 crores building in Nungampaka. Why are you worrying? Okay. So now, once again, we are charging 30,000 for both the groups. That is finalized now. Okay. So now my cousin came to me and said, Anna coaching. I want coaching. I said, you are cousin. For you only 15,000. For you only 15,000. For others, how much? 30. For you only 50. For you 1 lakh. You're asking too much out. 1 lakh. Okay. So come back to the topic. Others, how much am I charging? 30. But for my cousin, it is only 15. Why reduction? Because this cousin is my relative is playing that spoil sport. That is causing the problem here. Yes or no? Because of that relationship, I am charging less fees to that person. Yes or no? Now think from ArivuPro ka shareholders viewpoint. From my point, it is okay. He is my cousin, so we gave a discount. But think from ArivuPro ka shareholders perspective, is it fair for them? Why? Sir, if you start giving discounts like this, ArivuPro ka profit will be low. And they will not get much of their dividend. Yes or no? Correct. As a shareholder, don't you think they would want to be aware of such transactions? If you are a shareholder in ArivuPro, don't you want to know how many such transactions we have done? That is what AS 18 is trying to give. If you have done any related party transaction, it might not have happened at fair price. It may or it may not have happened at fair price. Hence, you need to what? Disclose. Where? Notes to what to disclose, I'll tell you. But that's the background. Fair enough, Asarji. Got it, Asarji. Now, as far as AS 18 is concerned, how do you become a related party? How do you become a related party? That's all we need to know. The scope of the standard is very simple. Who is a related party? Who is not a related party? What related party disclosures you need to give? Only 3 things. Who is RP? Who is not RP? RP is related party. What disclosures you need to give? That's all. Is a simple 1 page ka Chintu chart book. Questions are good though. Yeah, but yeah, overall concept is only this much. Now, one by one we will go. Sir, 2 individuals can become a related party. What did I say? I'm not talking about company. I'm talking about 2 individuals. 2 individuals can become related party provided one individual is able to control or exercise significant influence over other party. If one party can control or significant influence over other party, then those 2 parties will become what? Related parties. Sir, how do you get control? You already know this. How do you get control? If one party has more than 50% voting power, then we say we get control. How do you get significant influence? Same. If the voting power is 20% or more, with 50% or more you get control. With 20% or more you get SI. SI as in significant influence. If control or significant influence, if it exists, then two parties will become what, sir? Related party. Stop there. Take this example. Let's say Mr. X. Let's say Mr. X has 80% shares in Y Limited. Mr. X has 80% shares in Y Limited. Are these two related party? Are these two related parties? Yes. How? With 80%, what do you get? Control. If control is there, means automatically these two will become what? Related party. Agreed? Take example number 2. Mr. X has 30% shares in Y Limited. With 30%, you get control or only SI? SI means what? Significant influence. If you have significant influence, do you become a related party? Yes. That means these two will become what? Related party. Yes, sir. Correct. Okay, this is one. Take this example. Mr. X has 30% in Y Limited. Mr. X has 30% in Y Limited. He's already laughing. Mr. XO and Y Limited, are they related party? Yes. Why? Mr. X has a significant influence over Y Limited. Now, Mr. XO has a Wi-Fi. Mrs. XO. Okay. Now, the question is, are these two related parties? Understood the question? Are these two related parties? Yes. Yes. Now, that is not the question. The question is, are these two related parties? Yes. Yes. How? Sir, in the office, X will control Y Limited. In the business scenario, X will control Y Limited. But when he goes home, he'll immediately be like, honey, you know what happened today? Yes or no? That was a scenario. Who will control whom now? Y will control X. Don't go feminist on me, okay? Just an example. Take it in the right spirit. Yes. So, sir, if these two are a related party, means not only that individual, the relatives of that individuals and the company also will become individual ka relative and the company will also become related party. That's AS 18 ka funda. Okay, Naji. Sir, who is relatives? Mata Shri, Pita Shri. Mother, father. Brother, sister. Wife, children. Okay, sir. These are considered as what? Relative. Sir, girlfriend, boyfriend. AS 18 is like Shantam Papam, Shantam Papam. Only legally allowed things. Girlfriend, boyfriend, your live-in partner and all not considered. But when you come to CA final, no. CA final is IFRS. International standards. They say even domestic partners, your live-in partner, your girlfriend ka children, boyfriend ka children from their previous marriage, all are related parties. Not here, not here, not here. Where you will write that answer? CA final. You are in which stage? CA inter. So you think only from the Indian context now. From the Indian context, girlfriend, boyfriend and all are not. They are not related party. What? Stepdaughter. CA final mein yes, here no. Okay, now as far as CA inter is concerned, it's only Mata Shri, Pita Shri, siblings G, husband G, wife G, children G. Nothing beyond that. Those are all relatives for AS 18 perspective. Comfortable, sir? So what is the takeaway of this example? What is the takeaway of this example? Can an individual and company be related party? Yes, provided that individual either has a control or significant influence. Only that individual and company will become related party, or even that individual ka relative. That individual ka relative and the company also will become related party. That's the overall funda of this example. Easy? Pakka? Next provision. Company and KMPs are related party. Company and KMPs are related party. KMP means what? What is the full form of KMP? Key managerial persons. What does KMPs do? They take the major decisions. Yes, now definition wise, if you look at, KMPs are those individuals who have the authority and responsibility of PDC, planning, controlling, directing the activities of an enterprise. So basically the decision makers are referred to as what? KMPs. So how will we know where they are decision makers or not? Simple. For examination perspective, every director is a KMP. If you have director, it could be managing director, executive director, whole-time director, part-time director, doesn't matter. Every director is what? KMP. So the company and KMP will become what? Related party. The Vamsha Vriksha does not stop there. Relatives of KMP and company also will become. Same like individuals, we took this example. Same example holds good for what? KMP also. Like here, check. A Limited has a managing director called Mr. Z. A Limited has a managing director called Mr. Z. That means Mr. Z is what here? KMP. Is Mr. Z and A Limited related party? Yes. Only that or even Z ka family members. Z ka relatives and the company also will become related party. That's what I've written here. A Limited and Z ka relatives all are what? Related to each other. This is the case where how an individual and a company can become related to each other. Next will be what? Sir, how can two companies be related to each other? This was one individual, another one was company. Next is what? Two companies. Sir, can two companies become related party? Yeah. How? If one company is able to control or exercise significant influence, then both the companies will become what? Related party. Same drama here. If one company is able to control the other company, like holding subsidiary companies are related party. Significant influence, when will you get or how will you get? With voting power of how much? 20% or more. If you have a control, then other company we call it as subsidiary. If you have significant influence, other company we call it as associate. They are all related to each other. Like here, I think I've drawn some chart. Okay, check it. X has 90% voting power in Y Limited. With 90%, what do you get? Control. So are these two related party? Yes. X Limited has 30% equity shares of Y. With 30%, what do you get? We get significant influence. That means these two are they related party? Yes, they are related party. That's the first provision. That's how to that is first aspect, which is who is a related party. There's one more actually. The enterprise over which KMPs either have a control or significant influence, they are also related party. This one I'll do a thing. I'll take up a question on this. Easier to understand the question. This one let it be for the time being there. So one aspect we have covered, which is what? Who is a related party. Second one will be who is not a related party. That is there in this Chota Chintu box. What is it? Simple. If two companies have common directors, those two companies don't become related party. Like here, let's say Mr. X, all directors are KMPs. Mr. X is a KMP in A Limited. Same Mr. X is also a KMP in B Limited. Now, are these two related parties? Yes. Company and KMPs are related to each other. Are these two related parties? Yes. Company and KMPs are related. We are not talking about that. We are talking about are A Limited, B Limited related party? No. As a thumb rule, two companies, just because they have the same director, they do not become related party unless otherwise you prove it so. As a thumb rule, basic rule, they are not a related party. If you want to say A and B Limited are related to each other, you should prove it with some data. Okay, but as a thumb rule, these two are not a related party. Before what point? 1 second. Wait. Okay, go on. Little louder you tell us. That I will tell you in question. No, it is not related to this. Some other question. Wait, I'll discuss it. This is okay? Okay, next one. Sir, I took 100 crore loan from SBI. Huge loan. SBI and me are related to each other. Banks ka, what is the main job of a bank? Accept deposit and give out a loan. So providers of finance, major customer, major suppliers, agents, distributors, your government departments, all these are not related party even if the volume of transaction done is on the higher side. Even if the volume of transaction is high, they are not a related party. Related parties are, we are, suddenly they started banging the things there. Last bench, it's reaching my voice. Some thumbs up, others are saying you do whatever you want. Okay. Alright, so what was this rule again? Providers of finance, major customers, major suppliers, franchisors, distributors, agents, government departments, trade unions and all, they are not a related party even if the volume of transaction done is on the higher side. Like let's say A Limited sells 90% of the goods to B Limited. 90% of the A Limited goods is sold to whom? B Limited. That means B Limited is our debtor, no? Will these two become related party? No, because it is a major customer. Just because you have a major customer whom you are doing with high volume of transaction, they don't become related party. If you want to prove that they are related party, you have to prove it with some evidence. As a thumb rule or as a basic rule, the major customers, major suppliers, these guys and all are not a related party. This section is also over. That is, who is not a related party. Last section. What is the last section? Heading. What is the heading of AS 18? Related party disclosure. Now, if it is a related party, you have to give some data. Not only we are calling it as a related party disclosure. That is this area. Or what disclosures you will have to give? What AS 18 says is, first to find out how are you related party. First find what? How are you related party? You can become related party through multiple means. No? You can be KMP, you can be relative, you can be have significant influence, or you can have control. There are multiple ways through which you can become related party. First find how are you related by. If the relationship is established through control, if the related party relationship, if it is established through control, then whether you have done a transaction or whether you have not done a transaction, it doesn't matter. Two data you have to compulsorily give every year. What did I say? If you are a related party, how? Through control. Then whether you have done transaction or whether you have not done transaction in the current year, doesn't matter. Still two data you have to compulsorily give. That is name of the related party, nature of relationship. What is name of related party? Company ka name or individual ka name that you give. Nature of relationship means you simply say we have established the relationship through control. As simple as that. Okay, so this data you will have to give even if you have not done any transaction with the related party. Whether you have done or whether you have not done a transaction, this disclosure is a must. Okay. When it comes to others means what? KMP, relatives, or significant influence. If the related party relationship is established not by control but through other means, then you will give the disclosure only if related party transaction has happened. You will give the disclosure only if transaction has occurred in the current year. Only if you have done some transaction with the related party in the current year, then only you will give a disclosures. And disclosures are common sense. You tell me, sir. In my example, this way, what data as a user of financial statement you would like to know? What data you would like to know? You don't want to know any data, no? The best way, no? Nothing, sir. Yeah, same, sir. First is name of the related party, and then nature of relationship. How did you become related party? Through KMP, na, relative, what is it? Third one, what is the nature of transaction you have done? Have you sold goods to a related party, or have you purchased goods, or have you given loan, or have you taken loan? That you disclose. Nature of or description of transaction. Fourth one, you disclose how much is the amount of the transaction, monetary value of the transaction. Fifth one, usually sometimes what happens, you give the loan. We have seen this in old cases when that control measures were not stringent. Company used to give the loan to the directors and then write it off. So if you have written off any transactions, if you have written off any amount related to what? Related party, give a disclosure of that. So if you have done any provision for doubtful debts or written off any amount, give a disclosure. So this disclosures you will give when? Only if the transaction has occurred. Fine. All these. Otherwise, not required. If transaction is not there, disclosures are also not necessary. That's it, sir. Conceptually, I think that's all that we need to know from the standard. Can we get to the numericals or some questions backing this? Okay. One company A Limited, they've entered an agreement with Bola for running a business for a fixed amount payable to the latter every year. So you are giving some money to Mr. Bola and saying, run my business. I am busy, you run my business. The contract states that the day-to-day management of the business will be handled by day-to-day simple transactions are handled by Bola. But while all the financial and operating policy decisions are taken by the board, all major decisions board will take over. All simple decisions, operations, who's taking care? Bola. The question is, they're saying, is Bola and company related party? Bola and company are related party or not? See, Bola has any significant influencer, any controller? No. The only way Bola can become a related party here is if he is a KMP. Is Bola really a KMP here? KMPs are those persons who do the planning, controlling, directing the activities of the enterprise. When we say activities, major activities. Here, all those major policy decision Bola is taking or board is taking. So, what is the conclusion? Bola, is he KMP or not a KMP? That means, are they a related party or not a related party? Not a related party. This is the answer to the first question. First part of the question. Second part. Shri Manojo, he is a relative of KMP. He is a relative of KMP. Sir, company and KMP, are they related party? Yes. Relatives of KMP and company, are they related party? Yes. So, Mr. Manoj, he is a relative of KMP. He has received how much remuneration? 3,50,000 for his service in the company from April to June. On 1st July, he left. So, there is a relative of KMP who is giving some service to the company for a whole year or only 3 months. 3 months. After that, he left the company. Now, they are saying, should we give a disclosure? First of all, is the company and Manoj a related party? Company and Mr. Sri Manoj, are they related party? Yes, because Manoj is a relative of KMP. Relative of a KMP and the company, they automatically become related party. Okay. Is it established through control? No, through relative. That means you will give a disclosure only if what? Transaction has occurred. Has a transaction occurred? Yes. It's not mandatory that the transaction should occur whole year. It's not necessary that the transaction between related parties should go for the whole year. If transaction has happened for 1 day, you only give 1 day ka disclosure. If transaction has happened for 3 months, you only give a disclosure of 3 months. What is the final conclusion? Shri Manoj and company are related party. Related party relationship, is it necessary to be there for the whole year or it need not be? It need not be for the whole year. Here it's only there for how many months? You have done transaction only for 3 months. That 3 months ka transaction only you disclose. No need to give a transaction, any disclosure beyond that. Okay, na ji? Done ji. Next ji. Okay, this one. Identify the related party in this case. Again, study mat question. A Limited has 51% in B. B has 51% in O. Z has 49% in O. Whenever they give you this, no, always draw a flow chart. It will be much easier to connect. A has how much in B? 51%. B has how much in O? 51%. Okay, arrow is going like that. Who has balance 49% in O? Z. Z has 49% in O. Arrow is going up. Keep that in mind. Okay, now first, let us see for A Limited who is a related party. Can you tell me? For A Limited who is a related party, is A able to control B? Yeah. Can A control O? Yes. A can control B. Through B, A can also control O. Yes, no. That means for A Limited who is a related party. For A Limited, B Limited and O Limited are related party. Or if you wanted in simple, another simple thumb rule, holding companies and subsidiary companies are all related to each other. Holding companies and subsidiary companies are all related to each other. They are all one group. This is holding subsidiary group. The group, in group mein everybody is related to each other. That way also you can remember if you want. Okay. Let's test it for B. For B Limited, who is related? A. B is controlled by A. B can control O. That means A and O are related party for whom? B. For O Limited, bichara, who and all are related? Sir, O is controlled by A and B. And Z can have significant influence over O. That means what? For O Limited, who are all related? A, B and Z. A, B and Z are related for O. Last two. For Z Limited, who is related party? Z has significant influence over O. So O is a related party for Z. No layer. Like here, A Limited has 90% shares in B. B has 90% in C. C has 90% in D. Like this, you can put Hanumantan Bala, tail. It can go on, go on, go on. Doesn't matter. Or this is a holding company. All these three are what? Subsidiary company. All are one group. They are all related to each other. You can extend it beyond also, how much ever you want. You remember one point I had put on hold? What is that point? Anyone remembers? The companies over which KMPs either have a control or significant influence, reporting entity and the company will become related party. Here, this point. The enterprise over which KMPs have control or significant influence are related party. This one we are trying to understand with the help of one question. Look at this. Narmada sold goods worth 90 lakhs to Ganga. Okay, Jay. The two companies are Narmada and Ganga. Managing director of Narmada. Sir, managing director means you are a KMP. Is KMP and the company related party? Yes. The managing director of Narmada owns 100% of Ganga. So first let's draw a chart. Do you think these two companies in a way are connected? Through whom? Managing director. So here there is, let's call that managing director as Mr. X. Some name we will give just for identification purpose. Mr. X, he's a managing director where? In Narmada. But that same managing director owns 100% of Ganga. What the provision says is, if there is a KMP, if that KMP, take 1 second, are these two related parties? Company and KMPs are related party. Are these two related party? Yeah. Mr. X has control over Ganga Limited. So, are they related party? Yes. The question is, are these two related party? The question is Narmada Limited and Ganga Limited related party? That is backed by a provision. What provision says is, if there is a KMP or the enterprise over which the KMP has control or significant influence, makes the reporting entity and the other company related party. Very simple. Mr. X is a managing director here. Mr. Director is also controlling another company. If the managing director has, with 100%, what do you get? Control. If the managing director has control or significant influence over another entity, if the managing director has a control or significant influence over another entity, then these two entities will become related party. That is what the provision is trying to say. Once more, got it. Once more, got it. Because it's quite common sense. Mr. X can influence Narmada also. Mr. X can influence Ganga also. If Narmada and Ganga are doing some transactions, can't Mr. X say, can Mr. X say do the transaction at below market price? Possible? Possible, no, because he having control in one company, influence over another company. So there is a possibility of X influencing here. That's the reason the provision says these two companies will automatically become what? Related party. But for these two to become related party, one of the two things should be there. What is that? Either control should be there or SIA should be there. Suppose Mr. X is a KMP. Mr. X is a KMP in Ganga. We have already studied that provision. Just because two companies has common directors, common KMP, they don't become related party. For you to become related party, this side either should be a control or a significant influence. Done now. Can I read the question further? So what is the takeaway of this example or a final point of this example? Are these two related parties? Yes. Okay, let's read further. Has any transaction happened between Narmada and Ganga? Has any transaction happened between Narmada and Ganga here? Yes. Narmada has sold goods to how much? 90 lakhs to Ganga. Are these two related party? Yes. Has transaction occurred? Yes. That means, can you ignore, can you escape from the disclosure or compulsorily disclosure? Compulsorily disclosure. Now you know what they will say in question. We will not, some goli they will give. Let's see what goli they want to give. The sales were made to Ganga at normal price. So have you sold it at below the market price or normal market price only? Normal market, fair price. This we call it as arm's length transaction at a fair price basically. The chief accountant of Narmada, he's contending, he's of the viewpoint that the sales need not require a different treatment from other sales made by the company. Hence, no disclosure is necessary as per the standard. The chief accountant is saying we will not disclose. Why? What is that justification? Because the sales has happened at below the market price or market price. Since we have done the transaction at market price, the accountant is saying we will not disclose. Standard is not worried about at what value you have done the transaction. If there is a related party, then you have to compulsorily give a related party disclosure. Transaction can be done at market price, below the market price, above the market price. It is irrelevant. Disclosure still is what? Compulsory. That means his contention or viewpoint is correct or wrong? Wrong. Disclosure has to be given. What disclosure? You already know. We already discussed. Name of the related party, nature of relationship, nature of transaction, amount of transaction, any write-off. Everything will not be there, but those are the common points. Okay, G. This you already, I think we've already discussed this. Sir, is it mandatory that the relationship should exist for whole year? No. Sir, here relationship existed only for 1 quarter. Relationship existed only for, or maybe I'll read off this example. Good, some company is there, okay? Goods sold amounting to 50 lakh to associate company. Associate company means we have what? Control or SI? We have SI. So that means these two companies, are they related to each other? Yes. And have we done any transaction? Yes. And when have we done transaction? First quarter. So what sort of a transaction we have done? Sale of goods. Okay. Which quarter? First quarter. After first quarter, relationship ceased to exist. Ceased to exist means relationship stopped. So how can the relationship come to an end? We sold the shares of associate company. When you have shares, you will get significant influence. Suppose A Limited has 25% shares in B Limited. So with 25%, what do you get? SI. So first quarter mein we had this. Second quarter mein A Limited sold 25% shares of B Limited. Now you tell me, A still has significant influence over B Limited or SI lost? SI lost. Okay, now that means it is RP or not an RP. Second quarter onwards, it is A and B are not a related party because the significant influence is lost. Okay with this? There with me so far? However, goods were supplied as was supplied to any other ordinary customer. So sale transaction stopped or still continuing? Sales is still happening, but related party relationship came to an end. Sales has occurred for the whole year, but relationship existed, a related party relationship existed only for first quarter. Now the question is, will you give the disclosure of sale transaction for the whole year or only for first quarter? Only for the first quarter. As long as the related party relationship exists, you need to disclose. That relationship existed only in which quarter? Only first quarter ka sale transaction, you need to give a disclosure. Beyond that, since relationship is not there, disclosure is also not necessary beyond first quarter. That's all is a takeaway or this example ka funda. Okay, sir. Sir, when significant influence is lost, how we should account, sir? I'll not talk to you. CA final. Not there in your syllabus. Okay, it is there in CA final syllabus. Let's stop there. Question number 14. One last, I think we have time. One last we will do. UK Bank, name of the bank, holds 23% equity shares of P. With 23%, what do you get? Significant influence. Sir, we read one provision if you remember. Who is not a related party? What is that? Providers of finance, major customers, suppliers, agents and all, they are not a related party. Yes. Now check that. This is just a question targeting that. The bank has provided a loan of 20 million to P Limited. So P basically has taken a loan from bank worth how much? 20 million at market interest rate. Now Will you give a disclosure of this is the question. That's the ticket. Will you give a disclosure of this or ignore? No. He's saying, am I saying no? Others? Yes. Why? Sir, normal rule is bank and company are not related party because it is it's a normal job of a bank to give loans. If bank had only given a loan to the company, then they are not related party. Here bank has given only the loan or bank also has significant influence. Since bank has significant influence over P Limited, when you have significant influence, won't you become related party? Yes. If you are a related party and if you have done a transaction, you will ignore the transaction or disclose the transaction. Disclose. So you need to give a disclosure here. Though bank is a provider of finance, still they are related party. We can justify. How can we justify? Because bank has significant influence. If this was not there, then bank and company are not related party. Because of this point, bank and the company will become related party and transaction is to be disclosed. Thank you for your time and patience.